Good afternoon and welcome back to another video with a guy and his projects. Today we are working on the 2008 Mazda CX-9. Again, we are doing front brakes and rotors and calipers. This is my boy Ruben. Ruben is going to be doing the work today. Say hi.
Hi.
And I'm going to be cameraman and, support, of course. Front brakes. We are using these drilled and slotted coated rotors, rust prevention, coating, whatever all. That's what's going on. Now we're going to be putting new calipers on as well, but with the core charge, we're going to get this one off, go grab it, and come back with the new caliper. But we're going to be doing rotors, pads, caliper, probably some brake fluid, obviously, and it's not going to be a horrible job at all. Shoot, my boy's going to be doing it for the most part. Going to get her done, so let's pick this up in the air and go. The only thing you might do before you get too carried away is go up to your brake fluid reservoir and break loose that cap to give that fluid somewhere to go as you push it up. Other than that, we're going to pick this up, get the tire off, and have at her. Go ahead and pick her up. Alrighty, I'm going to break these lug nuts loose. Uh-oh.
No, it's right there.
Oh, it didn't come off. Good ice. Yes, I'm still looking for new tires or rims for this thing because these are destroyed. Think you can get the tire off?
No.
Why don't you try? Almost. Need a hand? Here. Let me help. Let me get this going. Ready? Go. Oh, down. Oh, good. I want you to roll it against the ATV. Or right there. Right there is good. Okay, where's the brake rotor? What is the brake rotor, Ruben? That's the caliper. This is the rotor. This is the caliper. So we're going to get the caliper off first. You've got two 17mm bolts. These are also your slide pins on this one. So there's one, there's two. We broke a ratchet on the other side getting the mounting bolts off, but let's see if we can do it on this side without breaking it. Try and break that one loose, bud. Break her loose. There you go. Need a little help? He's swinging like a monkey bar. Oh! Alright, we're going to break another ratchet if we do that. Hold on. Let me go grab a 17. Go ahead and take that black one off. Put that one on. Uh-oh.
Are you going to do something with your phone?
Nope. It's work, as usual. They can survive without me for a minute. Oh! Okay, that one's broke loose. And we're going to get this one up here. Ugh. Okay, hold the camera. I need two hands. Oh, there we go. Now you should be able to use that one. So these bolts are also your slide pins, and once they're unthreaded, they're not just going to fall out because they're, that long. So get them to the point where they're not threaded in anymore, and then you're going to pull them out the rest of the way. But I think she's unthreaded, so now we're just going to pull it out like that.
That's long.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Now we do the bottom one. These are two different sizes as well. We notice on the passenger side. Now we're getting both sides disassembled, and then we'll go get new calipers. But the upper one is much longer and bigger than the bottom one. Okay, that's probably out. And then you can pull it. There you go.
This doesn't have anything on.
So we noticed on the passengers, I usually back these things in. So we noticed on the driver's side that the bottom pin was also super dry and crusty because the boot was destroyed. Same with this side. Go ahead and put it on the lift. Now we're going to try and peel this caliper out with the piston. I can use a pry bar, and we're going to work it kind of there, pry on the bottom, and then pry on the top until it's out. There you go. There you go. Now that it's loose, you can try getting up in here maybe. There you go. And then try on the bottom one again maybe. Yep. Okay, and then maybe we can get it with our hands now. Maybe. Oh, wait. Ah, there we go. Hey, it's the same thing that happened with the other side. The boots fell off. She's a little corroded. She's a little gross. But there's that guy. We're going to find a semi-safe place for that to hang out for a minute. And then we're going to get, I'm going to go down here. Then we're going to get this 19 millimeter here and that 19 millimeter there. On the driver's side, I broke a ratchet doing that. These are seized in pretty good on the fronts. There you go. Alright, I get the feeling we're going to need two of us to break this loose if it was anything like the other side. Ready? Oh gosh. Why don't you hold the camera again, I'll break it loose. Ready, go. Whoa, I'm gonna break this thing off with the lift. Alright, we're gonna get the breaker bar. Sometimes you need a little extra persuasion. And I think this has been sitting here for a very long time. Ah! Okay, now let's start breaking this. She's a little crusty, guys. Now we're gonna try and get the top one off. Ready? Back to you, Ruben. There we go. So he's gonna get the bottom one and the top one out now. We got one bolt. Hiya. Now we're going for bolt number 2. Whoa! That was almost a knuckle buster.
A knuckle buster.
Yeah, when you bust your knuckles on metal and it hurts really bad and then they bleed like daddies always look like. There we go, number 2 bolt. Alright, now we're going to pull this whole entire bracket assembly off the rotor. You can put the ratchet down, bud. And there we go. Alright, now we got to take the pads out of the bracket. You can just slide those out, bud. I'm going to slide this way, or that way. I guess that works. There we go. And then you can go put that bracket by the other one, because we're going to take that to O'Reilly's with us. And then we got to take off the caliper itself. We'll be right back. Alright, we are having memory card issues on the camera. We might be good now. We're going to find out. But we went ahead and took this brake caliper off. We had to go to AutoZone to get the new one. We take the old one so we don't have to pay the $55 core charge. We can just exchange and go. So in order to do that, because we're gone for half hour or more, I just vice clamp the hoses off. A lot of debate, a lot of people say don't do that, horrible idea, but that's what I did. Vice clipped it here, and then just because we're going to be gone for a while, I put a second one on. I did the same thing on the other side, just so that we have a safety so we don't drain all of our fluid and have a miserable day later. But anyway, caliper's off, one little Banjo bolt. We have the new caliper. We're going to start reassembling this now. We got to pull the rotor off, clean the hub, and then we're good to reassemble. So, Ruben, go ahead. Pull the rotor. Yeah. Alright, now we're going to use the drill, clean that up. I'm going to do that so Ruben doesn't smell anything he shouldn't breathe in. So Ruben doesn't breathe in anything he shouldn't breathe in. We're just going to use a wire brush and clean this all up. Alright, I'm going to grab some brake clean. If there's any left in this can, we're getting low. I'm going to clean up whatever's left of the dust here. Some pretty brown fluid right there. Somebody broke that screw off, the rotor retaining screw in here at some point. That's alright, it's below the surface, so we're going to leave it right there too. Alright, so there's some great debate on here. One, we just got all the surface rust off for the most part. But we are going to paint the hub surface in some anti-seize. This is high temp anti-seize. And we're just doing this to keep the rotor from seizing to the hub later. That way, next time we pull this off, which we will be at some point, this is a project car, it's not going to be all seized together. Now we're going to go for a very lightweight coating, nice even lightweight coating. We're going to paint that whole hub surface. And while he finishes painting that, I'm going to show you what we did about the brake fluid situation. So you do not want to run dry. Now, if everything goes good, you're going to dribble a little bit of brake fluid when you go put the new caliper on. But just to be safe, I have one of these bladder kits. I will link it down below where you put it in the reservoir, and it doesn't matter how much you drain as long as you got fluid in your bladder. You will never run this dry to the master cylinder. It's a great way to bleed your brakes too later, or flush, whatever you want to do. But we got that set up so that no matter how much we spill, we're going to be safe up top. Are we about done painting? Okay, put that down. Now, are your fingers clean? All right, grab a new pair of gloves to put the new rotor on, because we do not want any seize on the rotor. That would make for a bad day. Let's grab our new rotor. And we're going to put that on without dropping it. Whatever we do, do not drop it. Yeah, look at that. Something about black just looks good on a car too. Alright, now we are ready to put our caliper bracket on. So this, we're going to pull these guys out. Make sure when you're doing this that you get your bleeder screw on top. There is a left, there is a right. Bleeder screw goes on top, and you'll always get it right. Alright, so we're going to pull this guy out. And we're going to pull this guy. Oh, this one's stiff. Pull that out. Pull it straight up. There we go. Alright, so we're going to set our caliper aside. And the mounting bracket. We're going to put just a dab of anti-seize on the mounting bracket bolts. And this is going to slide in just like so. Alright, now Ruben's going to tighten those down to manufacturer specifications, whatever those are. I'll try to link them down in your description below. But we're going to go get those two bolts nice and tight. Alright, next part, now that we have the caliper bracket mounted, we're going to put our brake pad hardware in. Now, you can mess this up. You can install these like this with the dust shield forward. That ain't going to work. It has to go backwards. So we need to put it on this side. Being very careful that you don't get any residual grease or nastiness from your fingers on the rotor. So it goes like that. I usually try to get the outside in and then roll over into the front side like that. Now that those are all clipped in, we're going to see if Ruben can get these pads in. Don't touch the surface with anything greasy on your fingers, okay?
What side?
So, well, look at it. See how this is round? Mm-hmm. You want it to go with the rotor, so it's going to be like that. It's got to go in those ears. Here, this is what I do, bud. This is what I do. Pull it out. Go in at an angle like that. And then get this ear in. Just in place, yep, and then don't push any more on top. And then look at the bottom. Move your hand. See? There you go. And then you can put it in. We're going to do the same thing with the other side. Alright, so we now have our brake pads in. We're going to have to wipe that off. Brake pads are in. Now we're ready for the caliper. Ruben seems to remember the big bolt goes up on top. They are two different sizes. So we're going to slide this on here. These boots have nothing to help hold them, so you're going to have to play with the boots to get them to set. And then we're going to do the bottom one. See how that boot folded over? Just going to have to get in there, play with it until it falls into place. And we're going to get those tightened to manufacturer specifications, which I will try to link on the screen below. Alright, so now connecting your brake line back up, I'm going to pull this Banjo out, Banjo bolt. Don't lose your copper washers, those are your crush washers, just like your oil drain plug essentially. Alright, so I'm going to take one of those crush washers off, leave one on. I'm going to take my secondary vice grip off here because we don't need it no more. Ugh. Make sure, so like this one, the crush washer stayed on the line. That can't happen, so we're going to pop that off. And then we're going to slide our bolt through. There's a crush washer on the back side. We're going to put a crush washer on the front side. Then there's a little hole in this caliper for that brake line to sit. I'm going to make sure that sits in there. I'm going to tighten her up. So our old Banjo bolt was a 12 millimeter. The new one is an 11, so don't just assume it's the same. I'm going to torque this down to manufacturer specifications, which is right there for me. And now we can release our brake line. I'm going to pull this cap off the bleeder screw. We're going to grab our little 8 millimeter ratchet. We're going to crack that bleeder screw. And we're going to wait. So now what's going to happen? Because we have that bladder upstairs, I'm not worried about running dry. But because this brake line goes up and down, it's going to take a minute. But that brake fluid's going to start gravity filling up these pistons. And once it's about full, it's going to start coming out the bleeder screw. And that's not going to bleed the system. That's just going to prime the system, if you will. There it is. Alright, so now we are losing fluid out of our bleeder screw. You can do a couple different things. You can just let this drip for endless days right now until the fluid comes clear and call it a flush. Or you could tighten it up, bleed the system the old-fashioned way with somebody in the cab, or however you want to bleed the system. But we're pretty much done with that. So now that we know we got fluid all the way down here, we're going to go ahead and tighten this up. And then Ruben and I are going to go ahead and bleed the system the old-fashioned way. He's going to push the brake. I'm going to crack the bleeder. We're not going to show you that. Bazillion videos on YouTube about it. So we're going to take care of that off film and then put our tires on. We're good to go pretty much. Alright guys, that is all there is to it. Replacing the brakes on your 2008 Mazda CX-9. Pretty easy in Caliper. We did some brake bleeding, got a lot of the old fluid out of there. We should be good to go. Guys, check out the channel. Over 300 videos on the channel now. Leave a comment down below with what you're doing today and how you're doing. What you're doing and how you're doing, I guess. And remember, Amazon links. Click on the stuff I linked and then buy stuff. Even if it's something that I didn't link, click the link, buy stuff. I make money, which helps me keep on posting. Ruben, thanks for your help today, buddy. You did good. We will see you guys later. Adios.
Bye.